sort of thing. They just got credentials and showed up and didn't ever write anything. That once we were able to start doing that, I got really a lot of respect from Ohio State and the Bengals and those sorts of people. And as it turned out, my second job was in Hickory, North Carolina, and it was a sports editor that I worked with at the Post that offered me the job over the phone, sight unseen. So I drove down there and with my brother, and we made the whole drive in like 12 hours. And I took the job, and I went down there, and that was sort of, you know, I guess in my way of thinking, I don't feel like there's anything that I can't cover. And I don't feel like there's anything that I can't do better than what was before me. So when people ask me to do things, I generally say yes before I say no, because I don't want people to think that I can't do something.
It looks like we're running out of time, but I'll leave you with this last question. Wrapping things up as you head back to wherever your respective homes are, what is the one message you hope you leave with people here in Athens and Scripps?
Beyond anything journalism related, I would just say somebody said to me when I was here, drinking every day like a fine wine. That doesn't mean you drink every day. More like a now. No, it's just special. This is really special. Maybe you probably know this, but it's just, you'll never have, you know, all your friends in one place again. So really, just take advantage of just that special thing. And again, I keep it on this point is learn as much as you can, be as varied as you can, be as varied an individual as you can. You might have, again, like I said, when I was here, I had tunnel vision. I'm going to be a sports reporter, and my first job was in news. So, you know, I wish I had been more, you know, worldly and differentiated and all those things when I had been here. And I still wish that to this day. That there's things I would have, I would have taken some more challenges as far as the classwork I took and that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, that's my biggest thing. Just this is a really special time in your life, and soak it up, and then try to come back every year like me.
I definitely absolutely second what he says about soaking every day. Because when you graduate, we were talking about this. We were at the cat site earlier, and that's like the last part I went to after graduation because that's the latest last call. And you know, you start thinking about all the stuff that you missed, that you didn't do. Even though I did a ton here, that's I'm that type of person where I obsess about that. But as far as journalists, yeah, everything I told you before, I 100% believe. The other thing I probably stress enough: have fun. I read some of your guys' stuff sometimes, or I'll watch the things, and you guys are so focused, as you should be, on getting things right and getting the fundamentals down. Remember to have fun. Whether it's have fun with the lead, have fun with the sentence. Like when you're watching, just have something that puts your personality on the paper or on video, and you do that enough, and you have the fundamentals, and you'll be successful. Maybe.
I said this to Justice class. I think it's important. Like, take a lot of pride. You know, you're about to, whether you're in journalism major or whatever, communications or whatever, you're about to enter a very exclusive and important club. I mean, people have been doing journalism, at OU very well for a long time, and you're by studying here and hopefully going on a graduation degree, you're accepting a certain level of expectations. It's important to us that you meet those expectations. It should be important to you. So I think like they said, have fun, try and do as much as you can, but take it seriously too. It's important that you're good at this. More than ever, it's important that you're good at this. So do your best, and when you get the chance, pay it forward. I told another story. I mean, it meant something to me when I was a senior to see Peter King come in and talk to us, because it kind of eliminated the distance between, what I would term as a successful career, and where I was sitting at the time, and so I think come back, help teach people, teach classmates, years from now what you've learned, so it's important, so just keep that in mind.
I almost don't even want to say anything, because I think I've said what I've said it twice already, and it's really just, I can't stress enough, make the most of your time here. Take advantage of all of the resources that are here, and make certain that when you come out of here, and don't think about competing against the guy next to you, because that's not really who your competition is. It's the guy at Kent State. It's the guy at Missouri. It's the guy at UCLA or wherever. That's who you're competing against. And so you have to be that much better than them. And the tools and the resources are here to make you better. You just have to take advantage of them. You have to make sure that you've done the things that you need to do on this campus. I can't tell you how many young people I've met who come out, they haven't done an internship. All they really did during their time in college is they partied, they stayed at the bars. The bars, I mean, you should be here to have fun, but I'm telling you, the bars are not going to get you a job unless you just so happen to be sitting there drinking next to, one of these guys. If you're not, the chances are you're sitting there next to your classmate. That's not going to help you. Make certain that you're making the sacrifices. I hated working at the Post, but I did it. Back then, I mean, we spent I don't know what it's like now, what the environment's like now. We used to spend all night there some nights. And I thought that was ridiculous. I would go from there to class some mornings. I mean, but it was putting in that work, putting in that time. Spending that time with Athens Messenger, where I had a sports editor who made no sense to me. And thank God I've never worked for anybody like him again. But but it was good in that I got some great experience working over at the Messenger, having a chance to, go cover high schools in some very, very strange places. Oh my God! I mean, you talk about diversity. I saw people that I didn't really know how to make that out at the time, but it was great. I mean, those times were good and they helped. I mean, because those experiences helped shape me as a journalist, and they opened up doors for me. So while you're here, take advantage of people like Justice Hill, who's been in the industry, and quite honestly, he's still kind of in it. So he knows people, he knows what it takes to be successful, and you guys can really get a lot from them. So make sure you take advantage of people like that as well.
Just for the record, Terrance, I loved working at the Post, and I hope I wasn't that sports editor. Oh, the Messenger?
He drink beers all night.
I didn't have a sports editor at the Messenger.
Really?
We had a guy who just laid out pages. So I had so many mistakes. I wish I would have an editor.
Ray wasn't an editor. He was just a body. He'd come in with a six-pack. And he got mad at me because I wouldn't drink on the job. So he wasn't tired.
But I'll say one thing about drinking. When you talk about don't just go to the bar, this is more just a funny anecdote. When I was in Israel, I went out with the bureau chief because he felt he could because I wasn't going to be there. And he literally almost got me the AP Jamaica correspondent job. It would have been the greatest job ever. But I never got it. I ended up in Arizona.
But I guess my message is this. The old-timers of us now in the industry sit around and talk about what the industry used to be, and we see the obits written about this industry all the time. And the industry really hasn't changed. When you think about it, the way that websites are used now, the thirst for knowledge, I don't think, has ever been greater. People want more and more information. The only thing that's changed is really the way it's delivered. And so when people write these obits about newspapers and things, just remember that journalism hasn't changed. You still have to be a good reporter. You still have to be a good writer. You still have to be accurate. You still have to be fast. That part hasn't changed. And so journalism isn't dying. Just the means of delivery is changing.
All right, well, before I officially wrap things up, I just want to remind the students out there that we do have a workshop. So if you guys want more of these wonderful alumni, show up to the workshops tomorrow on Scripps that begin at 9:50. We'll also have SVJ and RTD, and we'll also have more events with spectacular panelists like yourself later on this semester. So make sure to stay up to date on our Facebook, Twitter, and websites. Otherwise, before you head out, I send you out to wherever you're going, probably the bars, right? Let's just give these folks one more round of applause.